go.
And we're
So,
live worldwide.
yeah, we're live. We're live as we're gonna get a little dead inside, to be honest. But we're gonna be talking about the old internet tonight. By old internet, I mean like how did the internet age well from like 2005 upward? How communities, laws, like how did that grow and change? Like, let's say before like
Why
even
did you
YouTube.
Why did you put the title as Umbreon, you and Dix?
Because that's the three of us, you dingus.
But it doesn't say BDX. It says Dix. It autocorrected to Dix.
If you make me check this, I'm gonna fucking
I'm
slap
just
you.
kidding. I'm kidding, dude.
You're a cunt. I swear to God. Fucking Jesus Christ. You gotta remember, okay, I'm also streaming to Facebook too, so like, we keep the interpersonal stuff interpersonal. Like, don't fucking say it, but you get the idea.
I know. Don't worry, you're good.
Fucking over the years, like 2005, right? So the biggest concept before YouTube became serious, YouTube used to be like this fucking home movies website you'd go to and find a little bit of cringe and some mom and pop videos that were like, home movies or something, wedding videos.
They were basically what you would find on Fail Army and Funny's home videos, but where you could actually rewind them and watch it over.
Yeah, so like during all that time, there are many laws that were completely fucking different back then. Straight up in the United States, our laws were, horribly fucking different. And not horribly different, but like if crimes were charged now as they were then, a lot of the fucking cases would be flip-flopped, and I think every court would go ballistic and not know how to write or correct anything. Let's put it that way. Like, for example, age of consent law was different in many different states.
Marijuana
laws. I was just about to say that. Marijuana laws. Marijuana just became legal in Jersey after so many fucking years.
You need to be 21 to buy cigarettes.
Yeah,
that too.
21.
When I was in the middle of turning 18, when I was like growing up, the drinking law in New Jersey used to be 18, but then it switched to 21. I'm like, what the fuck? And then the bar I wanted to go to since I was a kid closed down.
Get in drunk driving accidents on the highway. Unified.
There was the whole Mothers Against Drunk Driving and Against Guns, stuff like that.
Yeah, it was fucking stupid. So as time went on, I guess the political system in Congress and all the legislators.
You gotta feel like you feel like the internet almost influenced the world in a sense to change.
Yes, yeah. The internet acted as a what the term I'm looking for.
A view at the other worlds.
The court of public opinion, almost. That's how it almost
acts. About it.
Yeah,
the
it is.
Kind of showed the dark side of the rest of the world, whereas books and stuff like that would never show that anywhere in a library. Did you kick him?
No, they're all still in here. They know I'm streaming.
But it's basically like
you gotta say something. We're in the middle of streaming. If you want to say something,
what we saw in libraries wasn't what we witnessed online. We didn't witness war in that type of way. We never witnessed the dark web. What is presented on the dark web? We've never heard of stuff going on outside of our towns, whether it was on TV or something. But the way we saw it was whatever the news media presented it to us, and not the other side of what.
Like when you started talking to like random people, like back then, the only chat apps that were online were like AOL. So you had your fucking dial-up, and I think that was pretty much it.
There was Tiny Chat.
Yeah, that too. But it was very much unused, and the people
it was infancy almost. It was like if you want to chat somebody, you go on Skype. And actually, this is the one thing that actually did bother me a lot about those apps back in the day.
Okay.
Advertising for them.
I remember getting shitty advertisements in the mail for like you would get Windows 98 would come with like AOL in the box, and I'm just like looking up like, what the fuck is this thing? I was like 7 or something at the time.
It's the way they presented themselves. Because what year are we in? We're in 2022.
Yeah.
To somebody else, they're probably in 2092, whatever. You got to think of it this way. Back in 2008, when Skype finally started to become the designation for video calls and video chats, they presented their product as the
Professional.
no, not that, the ultimate quality in video chatting, and they would show like
It was
HD
shitty.
fucking pictures that are so high def they could almost pass for 4K, and now.
How the actual question? How the fuck would you see 4K back in the day? We didn't even have it yet. Close to it. I'm just fucking with you, but you get it.
Basically, it's like what Ultra HD or HDR, what we saw. Basically, they would show like pictures that would be like human crystal clarity, and
y'all remember plasma screens?
I still have plasma screens. I got a couple out in the room.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid and I saw.
They're really well. They work well.
Weird. They increased the contrast of the.
Yeah, but
I mean,
saying
BDX was in my crib. He saw my plasma screens. I love them.
It's the way the companies presented themselves. They presented as you're gonna get like human eye vision in cameras, but when the second you turn someone on, it's like,
yeah, the quality is shit.
Can you see me now?
It basically is like Logitech Brio. I mean, there's your example. So many products are so fucking fake when you go to get them and try them. Like, I paid $300 for a Logitech Brio. I have it. I have 2 of them. And I even offer BDX one. I'm like, oh, you want this thing? It's a piece of shit. It breaks. Whenever you stream with it, the packet rate drops and it can crash the camera. And it has problems with OBS.
Yeah.
So, like, why advertise a camera as a gaming streamer camera if the fucking camera sucks? I could use my phone. That's the application of the fucking camera was to replace my phone, so I wouldn't have to use all my phone energy as a camera. Like, so yeah, I found a different company called Depstech, and they got like $90 cameras, but they do the same fucking thing but better, and the quality looks fucking so much greater.
And here's the thing: they would say like the difference of quality was like someone putting their glasses on who couldn't see. That's how they advertise it. Basically, they say crystal clear quality in full 720 HD. I remember when 720 was like the ultimate HD quality, and they were thinking like,
I remember the earliest instances of not to go about like the quality though, but to jump ahead here, like. Do you remember Dateline? The earliest instances of Chris Hansen going around and all that sniping shit where they would have op houses, bait houses, basically. You look at that on how television presented that back in the day, and you got to think, how did our legal system handle that? How did the law enforcement people back there handle that? How did the online teams handle that? Were they within the laws? Or would they be in the laws in the future? Was that shit okay that they did? Like, fucking putting up basically entrapment. It was essentially entrapment back in the day. When you think
essentially, well, here's the thing. Back then,
eventually someone killed themselves on Dateline, and that's when they had to end the show because it's like, dude, we entrapped somebody, and what ended up happening for that show? They went to someone's house that was involved with the chat log. Was a pastor. He stayed locked up in his home. Chris Hansen's team went there, and the guy shot himself. And it was like, all right, cut the cameras, and they just fucking bailed, and you never heard from them again. I wonder, what the fuck happened there? What happened with the law enforcement team, the fucking bait house, all that evidence, Chris Hansen's team, people like that? What happens to the political side to that? Where did those fucking people get off? Did our laws change from it? Like, what the fuck happened? We're never fucking told anything because it's like, oh fuck, he's dead. Bail, no info. Like, I understand that. So, your own actions inadvertently killed someone who's sick in the head and trying to fucking touch some weird fucking kid, like, but still, what the fuck?
Also, it's another thing is that another thing that I brought up that I want to bring up is the timeline for activities. So let's say somebody gets into like a shootout or a fight. Back in the day, you only heard about it on the news, and you never saw, the other side of the coin if there ever was. Say like, oh well, he pulled a gun first, but the video but the officer's dash cam only shows the officer pulling the gun and stuff first and stuff. But nowadays, you have somebody going around going like, I'm filming this. I'm gonna put this on TikTok. I'm gonna get so famous.
I'm gonna get harassed by cops. Look at me. But then you gotta figure the cops are annoyed. But then again, the person that's filming technically has a legal right to do so because they can claim, well, I'm recording for my legal protection. It's right here. Hi, how you doing? And if the cops fuck with them at that point, it's the cops' fault. But if you're acting like a cunt, be like, yeah, what's up, asshole? I got you on camera. Fuck you. And you're going up to people's houses and knocking on their door. Yo, fucking what's up, bro? What's up? That's the kind of person that should be kicked in the fucking face. Honestly.
But no, you know what? Another thing is that what's another thing I was gonna bring up? Okay, this is something I'm gonna go into topic, even though I know it's sensitive.
What?
How would George Floyd's death be presented if there was no cell phone footage? Like, let's just say cell phones and social media wasn't a thing. How would the George Floyd death be presented? That's like something
they would sweep it under the rug. Here's the fact, like, because video footage is basically 100% proof, no question, unless you can prove that it was edited in some way, and it's really hard to prove video footage wrong. So, for example, when you're trying to expose somebody on YouTube, the best approach, don't take a screenshot. That's the worst fucking thing you could do. What you want to do is get a recording of just scrolling through an application or just, holding the camera to your actual monitor, showing it off, and then moving around on the screen, your arrow keys and all that. So that way you're showing that it's not like an MS Paint image that you edited real quick and then threw up. If you show a documentation of something in movement, it works better. It's harder with phones when you have phone capture and you go on your screen and you go, oh, okay, let me just capture this. Well, it doesn't exactly fucking work too well. Oh, okay, that auto turned on. It doesn't exactly work too well. When you're looking at that screen application, how do you know that that's not edited? Because what happens when we get to that point when people are able to Photoshop their own phone captures and stuff too? Or any other thing for that matter. We're going to get to a very shit point where people are going to be able to play the blame game and nobody's going to be able to do transactions properly. Nobody's going to be able to exchange things properly without being an asshole. That's going to be the fact. World's fucked. It really is. Like, over the years from the age of 2010, back when I was doing fucking meme films posting top 300 memes and all that shit, you look at that, and then fast forward 5-6 years later, the laws that changed in between that period, the way YouTube changed, people were using mobiles more. I think at the time, the most popular mobile device, or not the mobile device, but the company was like, what the hell was it? I'm trying to remember. I used to have it too. Metro PCS. That was the most common used brand. Well, Verizon was too, and Cricket, but like they weren't very popular. And some people use Virgin Mobile, but I'll be realistic, that was kind of shit. Unless you had a family plan and you were a basic bitch. But, other than that, none of those terms even existed yet. You had the people going online and using YouTube as YouTube poop, essentially. They would just go on, throw some stuff up, and then as people were doing that, you then had parents that were using YouTube like they do today to put on kids shows and shit. So that when you got YouTube TV, that's to quickly watch your SpongeBob and all that shit, right? Well, yeah. Also, back then you'd look at those episodes, you'd see those episodes bootlegged, and you'd see them up online, and eventually they had to create an entire copyright system because YouTube Steam couldn't put up with it. And nowadays, a creator cannot get into contact with.
Do you remember when videos were only like 3 minutes, 30 seconds? Like you could only have, I think it was like 3:59 seconds was the maximum, or 4 minutes was like the maximum. I think it was 3 minutes. I don't remember what it was.
It was 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and then they upped it to 10 minutes, and then eventually 15, and then eventually hour, and then I
as long
think
as you
there's
want
still
now.
a 12 hour limit, and then if you have more than 12 hours, the video splits automatically. I think it splits unless you're uploading. If you're streaming more than 12 hours, it stays whole, I think. I don't know how it works. But if it doesn't split, I'm not sure what the circumstances that leads to it. I think you have to do 24 hours plus for it to break off, because the way the current system works is that on YouTube,
I
where
should test that.
I don't know, it's kind of weird, but that's not the problem. The problem is that between that era of 2010 to 2005, like that 5 year gap, or even going back to 2009 just a slight bit, the developments of the laws, like age of consent, you had fucking a lot of, I mean, I gotta have to wonder how many cyber crimes, when I say cyber crimes, how many cyber crimes were charged. You know,
Actually, another question.
how
You
many
know how many
doxing
people?
was
I'm
doxing
gonna
a thing there?
I'm
You
gonna
know,
point
like
something.
what?
You know what would have been different?
What?
The amount, and I'm sorry to bring this up, the amount of suicides by
Oh yeah.
cyberbullying
Oh
would
yeah, that
be
was much higher.
zero right now.
You guys remember Amanda Todd?
That's what I was about to bring up. Do you think she would have committed suicide if the internet did not exist in that? Well, the way the
Amanda
internet
Todd was the girl that
described.
did the Amanda Show, right?
What?
Amanda Todd was the girl that did the Amanda Show, right?
No, no.
She was
Am I
the
thinking
one
of
who.
Amanda
No.
Killers? No, Amanda Todd was the held up the sign, and she
Oh,
had
no, I was- Amanda
she drew
Todd
on
was.
marker the signs and the notes, and they had music over it, and it was that.
Yeah, and she did this all because she had taken a shot of her chest area. Somebody had gotten that, and it spread like wildfire. And I
Oh
tell
yeah.
myself, would have that entire instance be different whether it happened today or without social media? Like that's what I really wonder.
How do you handle a woman in the current time period
I wonder
that
if
steals?
she would not have offed herself if
She probably would have.
If it had been today's world, would she have been told go do this, or do you think she would have just joined Fansly and made money off of this?
Like join OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's my point. Like, it depends on the person.
Like, hey, well, I something's been out about me, so I might as well just go with the flow. And
But
I'm
here's
a
the thing,
woman. I got my
it's
tits
more,
out. My
it's
tits are
more,
caught.
it's
Let me go on
more
OnlyFans.
combated and more accepted today. Like if
Back then, it was not. It's
Yeah,
just like
back
when you were
then-
being gay back then. If you were gay back then, you were fucked. You were a closeted asshole. That's how they define gays back then. Now it's
you were
it should
you were
be where it should
essentially,
be.
excuse my language, you were a faggot.
Yeah, it's just facts. It's how I was
And
raised.
here's the
Like,
thing: if Amanda Todd did what she did in today's era, I don't think it would have been as bad, or if at all bad at all, because somebody would have said, "Oh, you have nice titties. Why don't you just go do Fansly or something?" That's like the big rave right now.
put it on TikTok or behind Patreon walls.
Yeah, and basically it's like
Be a
well,
Twitch
she wasn't
streamer and be
a-
like, hey,
she wasn't a-
if you donate me 50 subs and stuff, I'll let you see my underwear.
I mean, she wasn't of age, regardless. So, but I mean, but the thing is, it's like would have her whole case
When I meant
been
see my
so
underwear,
severe?
I meant when I said see my underwear, I meant like just laying out underwear on a bed to fuck with people.
But the thing I'm pointing out is would have the whole scenario been as bad had it happened today?
No, it wouldn't. It'd be way too easy. It would be way too favorable and way too nice. Back then, it was much more worse because people were more assholes. You could get away with more. There was no cyber police force. The internet has influenced so much over the fucking years. Memes have influenced business like fucking crazy. Every single fucking business needs a slogan now. For whatever reason, there just can't be a business that doesn't have a slogan.
Silent brand.
Yeah, there's none. And no matter which way you look at it,
Yeah, businesses are using memes to try and act sassy and saucy on Twitter.
the
And what about
earliest
all the-
instance was Got Milk.
They tried to promote Saw with like a gay sex meme. They pretended like, oh, sorry, our account got hacked, but it was like a very high quality render all from Saw.
You
the
know
man-
what wouldn't?
I forgot. I don't know his name. I've never seen the movies. I think movie
And actually,
where you have to like cut your own balls off to escape a cage or something. Is that what Saw is?
something like that.
But yeah, they made them like a gay dominated. Sorry, our account got hacked. We post that, but it was totally rendered by them. Just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know another thing that changed You know what another thing that changed the world, and I'm gonna say this, and it's actually to the point where you know what I'm talking about, but you also know exactly why it changed. Is
Really now.
90s TV shows. The shit they got away with on 90s TV shows would never work on modern television. Take for example Ren and Stimpy. That shit would never run on today's TV.
Why was there racism in that?
Oh no, Ren and Stimpy was all the sexual jokes. Remember there's the cow and the chicken guy?
Oh yeah.
That shit would never. The amount of mental.
Look, man, I'll be 100% honest. I would, if I'm having kids soon, I'm gonna download some really old like '90s TV shows. I'm not gonna let them watch like shit like Teen Titans Go. I'm gonna make them fucking watch Ren and Stimpy, man.
Hold up, no,
Of the Saw movie where it's like balls are covered in flour and oil. Now Red's in front of you is a KFC fryer, and then they were doing
you know what does bother me?
voice or whatever the guy's name is. Jigsaw.
But let me put it this way. You know what is different about today than back then? It's the censorship of genitalia and breast. Back then, it used to be like the black line. Now it's like freaking emojis and everything.
All right, I'm gonna bet 5 fictitious increments of currency that sometime soon we will see Rami Malek's cock and balls. And it's gonna be in Mr. Robot, but he's gonna be hacking a computer by fucking it.
What the fuck are you on about?
The computer until it obeys.
Dude,
what the fuck are you talking about?
Drive, and he's just gonna be going in and out and be like, "Never stop being a fan." And he's gonna do his best impression because he also did the biopic.
Dude, I'm trying to process what you just said.
I can't.
The biopic he played Freddie Mercury. No, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
And in the movie Vice and Bohemian Rhapsody, like character that's gay. Okay, so Rami Malek plays Freddie Mercury, and they find out he's bisexual. Playing this, like
I'm trying to process everything you're saying right now.
Girl says your life is going to become very difficult, and in the movie Vice, they say the same thing. Line, it's like some collaboration between two movie scripts where like the gay character comes out as gay. In Vice, the daughter says, "I think I like girls." And then, like, Chaney's daughter's mom or whatever, they're like, their life's going to become difficult. Same line as in Bohemian Rhapsody. Same thing. I don't know. Anyways.
Absolutely. Speaking of which,
I feel like Hollywood models back in the 90s got away with way too much.
You couldn't get married if you were a gay man. And before that...
Actually, you know what's different from now and then?
Being gay.
If you were transgender, you were looked at as a scientific freak.
Yeah.
John Money Experiment. Look that one up.
Shut up.
Another thing I wanted to specify, back then, while internet was around, people were able to get away with uploading TV shows by like holding up one of their home movie cameras and just recording the TV and then uploading it to YouTube. One such example, the one show that I probably watched once or twice but didn't care for, was Drake and Josh. Now, one of the actors, I think it was the guy that plays Josh.
No, it was Drake Bell, remember?
No. One of the two, the fat one with the fucking curly hair. He got charged as a sex predator for fucking.
Oh, that wasn't the fat one. That was the skinny one.
Really?
Yeah, it was Drake Bell. He had committed sexual advances towards a minor.
What about the other one? Because he was accused of licking girls' feet.
No, he was never accused of anything.
No. There was a video about him. A whole fucking news article where there was multiple things I read about that guy.
That was
Imagine
the skinny guy.
So much you're gonna create a company with a logo.
Well, just hear me out. He basically had a bunch of people would come on for the episodes. He would be looking for female actresses to come on that were young, and he would ask them to come forward and show feet, apparently, and the whole team just felt like he was fucking weird.
Wasn't that Dan Schneider?
I think. I don't know, but like you gotta think about that.
Schneider's the man. He loves.
You gotta think about this. Like back in that time period,
Schneider.
how the fuck did he get away with it for that
More
long?
than Leif loves feet.
You know who else loves feet? You know who else who sucked their toes before? Stephen Forney.
Oh,
Some irrelevant guy. You don't matter.
I need to get in on that, man. I need to get in on that feet game.
You know what? You know what's
I
big
was
back
getting
then?
into feet recently, and I was listening to a genre called Chicago Footwork.
Yeah.
So it's all about feet. It's awesome.
Feet.
You know what? You know what's big back then,
Sounds
but
like
it's
this.
no
It
longer
goes
big now.
Feet.
Yo,
Feet.
What's up?
Feet.
You're sitting here fucking eating ice cream on a... Then I'm
Like
smoking.
drum and bass.
I got no excuse.
Fucking feet. It's footwork, man. Jungle
This
footwork.
motherfucker is eating ice cream on stream.
Bro, you need to listen. You need to have like Chicago playing. And I'm not kidding.
Okay, look. You know what's big back then? And you know it was big back then, but it's no longer big anymore. Like, everyone's like, who's that?
Who was it? Sam Hyde?
We need like
Smosh.
Dan Schneider footwork music.
Smosh. Remember Smosh back in the day?
That irrelevant dude?
Oh yeah.
I thought you were gonna say, who the fuck was it?
Sebastian?
No, I'm having a brain fart.
Trubisky.
Fred!
Fred. There it is.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Fred! What's
Yeah,
up,
but that's the thing. You had Smosh, and you had Fred, and then you had Tobuscus for video games.
Trubisky.
That was basically what you had. You had Smosh for randomized videos. You had Tobuscus for gaming, and then you had Fred for absolute childhood comedy.
Yo,
Childhood
shout out
comedy.
to 12 of a dime and make me bad 35.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. Even as a fucking meme lord back in the day, I thought all three of those creators were complete fucking trash. Like, creativity-wise, fucking brain dead. Fred, all he did was fucking film a thing on a fucking home movie camera, put it on Windows Movie Maker, and turn the pitch high. That's it.
Yo, shout out to Ray William Johnson. Do it, your mom.
Honestly, I thought he was the worst creator on the fucking platform, and I still do.
He's like,
I don't know how he made all the money that he did
Hey,
doing
shout
that
out
stupid
to Kevin T. Toms.
Actually, okay, I'm gonna bring up this asshat. Do you remember this guy?
shit. Who?
Who's still kind of in the media spotlight, but kind of not? Onision.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
I think I remember him.
Yeah.
With
Like
Skylar and everything?
35-year-old emo man.
I'm sorry.
He's
The
got
second
like
you
this
said that-
theatrical, histrionic, psychopathic narcissism. And
I'm sorry, the second you said 35-year-old emo man, I just thought of Mary for a second.
his life, he's really using that as a way to.
He's using it as a weight.
like right in front of her too. Like he would do something like I think that's what he did. A skit where he said it was like a gossip, and he was doing. I heard Onision divorced his wife. And he's like, yeah, that fat ugly pig, right next to his wife, and they're doing a skit. But I think he's doing something like that.
Yeah, but
I
nowadays,
wonder how many people
he
killed
exposed for
themselves
everything
back
he did.
between that time. How many suicides were related to fat insults? Like fat harassment?
Does anybody remember Fat People Hate on Reddit?
Dude, anybody hates fucking Reddit. I hate
The
Reddit.
creator of Reddit was still alive and he killed himself.
If he was still alive, he'd probably kill himself a second time.
Or he wasn't like
That's right.
murdered by the feds or whatever the fuck.
Do you remember?
Honestly,
I think
Reddit's a
this is
shithole.
YouTuber that barely people remember at all.
Yeah, Aaron Schwartz.
Yeah,
Remember Aaron Schwartz?
I do.
I remember there being somebody way before CS 188 appeared. I don't remember who it was.
His
I
dad-
remember the original intention of Reddit, the way that the creator, Aaron Schwartz, wanted to do with it, was before the whole karma system, what he wanted to do was make the users pay to have posts up in a weird system to where if you paid a certain amount, it's basically like buying advertising to have this post centralized on the top of Google when you go to search. That was its original function, not the karma system. And it was so fucking stupid of an
It was
idea
like
because
they advertised this story.
it wouldn't work anymore in today's standard. And I still think the karma system is fucking stupid. So somebody could come along, you post something that is honestly true, and then suddenly, because of a bunch of butthurt fucking people, if it gets -3 karma or something, it's completely unviewable, and everything you typed out, all that stuff, completely gone until you get the karma back up. That is a fucking retarded system, and you can't buy your way out of it. It makes Reddit completely useless. The only way Reddit is...
No. You can reward that post.
That you shouldn't have to create alternate accounts to have a post up. That's fucking retarded. That defeats the whole system that he tried to create in the first place. What should happen is that when you karma something, you shouldn't be able to do anything at all. If you go around doing that with 50 accounts, I mean, honestly, there should be a lockout on that. There's no reason they can't IP block that or VPN block it for that matter. There's ways to do it.
They choose
it's not fucking difficult. Yeah, they choose not to, because everything is a circle jerk with Reddit. It always has been. In the words of one of the best trolls I look up to, Storm Surge, Reddit is nothing but a circle jerk shit show. It is. Unless you have 100 friends that all use Reddit and have a subreddit, don't even bother posting to any other fucking subreddit. Just don't. There's no fucking point. Don't even post in the water subreddit, okay? Not even in the fucking water subreddit. It's stupid. In older times of the internet, when we didn't have such fucking retarded amounts of censorship, people did more stupid shit than they would today. Like, willingly, without a fucking care. People would fucking dox their own fucking friends, openly, in private to one another. Be like, hey, you want your grandma's friend's phone number? You want that phone number, bro? 2015, like, bro, shit like that. Very simplistic.
Remember when people would post online about squeakers?
And it's not like giving somebody a phone number back in the day was such a huge issue either. But it's nowadays what you could do with the intent of it. And people fear that.
Bro,
I think the fear of that is retarded.
Too.
I think the fear of that is retarded. My view of, hey, you have my full name, my address, my public information, you have all that stuff. I feel like the people that SWAT have the smallest dicks on the fucking planet. I feel like those people, the people that SWAT, my opinion of them is this. They should be, and this is dead honest what I fucking think. Every time I go on fucking Google News and I see somebody swatted and their family was swatted, I feel like the person that called and the fucking people responsible to making the person call if there was another party, all of them, publicly hang them. Put it on pay-per-view on every news broadcast, so that way the people that are paying for Comcast and, their high definition, take the proceeds, give it to the victims' families if anyone was killed as a result. That seems completely fair. That seems 100% dead honest fucking fair. Because A, you're wasting valuable federal SWAT team's time, resources, and their lives. You're putting their lives at risk because they're going to a place that, a fucking swatter is making up shit. Like, let's say, for example, I'm the dude that's calling in for the SWAT or whatever. Like, yeah, they left a bomb at my house. They're gonna kill the whole family. They're going in there with actual weapons, armor, fucking stealth unit, the whole fucking works. They're raiding the whole house. They don't know what's going on in that house.
Now the house could be empty and they throw a bunch of gas canisters and flashbangs in there. And guess what? They wasted those resources that could have been used on an actual deadly criminal crime being taking place.
The only way to prevent a swatting that I could fucking see right now, anyone to do, is put cameras all over your house, and then outside at the front door, you put a speaker system, an intercom. And then they're all motion sensor camera, and then when you know someone's SWAT at your house and you see SWAT team outside, you can use the intercom and be like, yo, this is a swatting, bro. You're not supposed to fucking be here, and there's no crime. You want me to come outside?
I actually believe that.
Well, if it's a SWAT team that's outside, I could just say, hey, I could...
look at the ring camera.
No, hang on a second. Hang on a second, for real though. If they had come to your own home, in that instance, you had an intercom, you could tell them, hey, I'm live on camera right now, okay? go to this link, and you can say it on the intercom to them outside. I just tell them, don't break into the house. I'm live on camera. There is no weapons here. There's no threat. This is a swatting attempt. I will come outside. I'll open the door to the foyer and let you in, and you can check the whole house. And then you can get the information, and then just show on camera. Tell them the link outside. They'll look at the link. They'll look at your stream or whatever, and then see that there's nothing going on. You'll actually open the door, let them come in, and then explain everything. No guns going off. Protect it from swatting. That's the only way. But what about the people that don't have security cameras and shit? They're at risk.
Yeah, because the second they bust down the door, the
They're dead.
homeowner's doing this. What the
Yeah.
fuck are you doing in my home? And guess what?
Yeah.
They're dead.
Yeah. It's not a foolproof system that I have for something like that,
You might
but
actually
it's
be right
the
about
only
that.
one. That's the only
Might
one.
actually be that. I'm sorry, but that sounds legitimately good.
It's the only strategy that one could come up with. It's the one I came up with.
I mean, it sounds legit.
I don't have cameras.
Someone can market this.
I mean, people shouldn't have to protect themselves from that shit. SWAT teams should be able to do their fucking research better than just show up at someone's house with the assumption that that shit's going on.
Another thing is that some of these weapons that they're using, they're costly to replace. Like the flashbangs and the smoke grenades, they could be pretty costly for them to replace.
Oh, I know. Even rifles are a couple grand a pop. They're not cheap at all. Some of the more semi-automatic weapons can go for 5 figures easily, with ammo and just having it all ready. And it depends on the caliber of ammo you're using too. The higher calibers are just you're looking at maybe a couple $100 a round. It gets pretty expensive.
And you know what's really expensive is the breacher rounds, the ones they use in the shotguns
Oh,
for the doors.
Oh yeah, dude, they're a couple $100 too. And that's another thing. They break down your home. They break in. That's scary, man. Because then, if you live it, it's gonna be a pain in the ass to replace the door, replace windows. A few years ago, somebody threw a fucking boulder or a rock or something through an old friend of mine's house through his window, and it was a big glass window that was like 5 by 8 foot. Do you know how much a glass pane like that is? I thought to myself, and I told him, like, what is it, only a couple $100? He's like, oh, it's going to be $800-900 to replace. I'm like, holy fuck, it's a window, though.
Yeah, and somebody's house.
Paying a used car for a fucking window. Like, that's not cheap.
Just really just say used car. No used car costs $800-900. Please do show
I've gotten a used car for $900. It was a piece of shit.
Okay, go to the dealership and ask him for a $900 car.
Not today's standard. No, this is back then. Way back then.
I know, but you know what I mean.
I know.
But you also got to put your back. You know, if a homeowner's sitting at home, let's just say this and there, and they come and they shoot a round through the lock system of the door, they're going to grab their pistol, they're going to rack it, and go.
They're going to fight back.
Door. And the SWAT team's mind, oh, we're getting shot at. Time to shoot back.
Yeah. And then that person dies, and then.
Or they get charged with assault on a law enforcement officer, which they never intended to do.
Yeah. It's fucked. No matter which way you do it, the today's standard and the way the internet has aged over time will never fucking work in any fucking standard. The problem with today's standards isn't
you could throw a muffin at somebody and they will shoot you.
The problem with today's standards is the fact that it's not. What are the words I'm looking for? It's not like you're anonymous no matter where you go. The only way one could be truly quote unquote anonymous, like you get a P.O. box with a fake name, fake association, and even then, that's not even foolproof. They'll still figure out who the fuck you are because they get camera access to the USPS offices to be able to see who's going into the P.O. box, and then they tail that person. And even then, they can just outright confront him and take him down right then and there. I've seen it happen.
One way to be fully anonymous.
I've gone to a post office back in the town I was at a few years ago, and I saw a SWAT team, PI, like 2 people. They just tackled this guy. Like, I was collecting my P.O. Box mail, and they just tackled the guy, and it was in the same fucking room. I'm looking, I'm like, the fuck? Like, what's going on? You guys wrestling or something? They were all in black. I didn't know they were officers or anything. And it's like, oh, we're arresting him. He's involved with a cybercrime or something. He was involved with a cybercrime of peddling some pornographic material or some shit. And then it turned out he worked for a pornography site. I'm like, I shared P.O. Box space, not even a couple P.O. boxes from me with this guy. And I never thought or ever said anything about it. It was just fucking weird, and they just cuffed him right in front of me. I'm like, oh, well, all right. And it doesn't matter where you're residing or where you're hiding, you'll be found. But even then, even if, let's say you sent a proxy to go pick up your P.O. Box mail, that's a little harder to pick up on, but then all you have to do is really follow that person instead. And then maybe that person may not even be the person you're tackling.
What if you live away from civilization and don't have any phone or cell phone service?
Then you're really, truly anonymous.
And you live in the woods.
Then you're really, truly anonymous and living as a caveman, which, I don't know, that'd be really hard. I mean, you have to, for entertainment, I mean, what would you even do for that point? Take DVD players or something and just try to go out there?
They use like a tube TV and watch TV.
How would you power it?
With...
Don't say cum.
A potato.
You can't power that with... Well, technically you could. Technically you could, but not for very long. Technically you could, but not for very long. The purpose, though...
Solar power. Solar power.
What happens if... Well, we could debate about energy at that point for a long time. Let's not get off topic. The internet in general...
Off topic.
The internet... Well, everything has stemmed, history-wise, off of the internet. Every rule, every legislation, everything has changed ever since then. Like, there were a lot more pedophiles that got away with shit back then. They misused the fucking internet. Nowadays, there are fucking social justice warriors that are on fucking YouTube that catch fucking predators or bait them out. There's a couple channels that I follow that do exactly that. They basically copied Chris Hansen's Dateline. They have fucking bait houses and shit.
Is it like...
They'll drive across the country to catch these people, too. I've seen some groups do this. It's fucking crazy how much that, people care about getting them off the street. I think one such group caught a pedophile, got him to come out to a park with drinks, and then they approached him with this big oversized dice and said, hey, roll the dice. And then one of the sides on the dice is like, police get called. And then the police actually show up right as he rolls it. I'm not making it the fuck up, and it's pretty fucked. Because at the same time, yes, it's entrapment. That's how the police define it. Like, yeah, you stop this guy right here. But at the same time, they caught him as a fucking pedophile. They caught a pedo. I mean, what are you going to do? But then I stopped to think about it even further. Back then, the laws were 18 only. Age of consent across the board. Megan's Law wasn't a thing. It didn't even exist. Other states have different laws for age of consent, and other countries do too. How the fuck did that work across country? Like, let's say, for example... What?
I want to stop you right there because okay, say law.
Law.
Say the law.
The law. What?
Every time you say the law, it sounds like you're saying the lol.
Yeah, so what? The law.
Lol.
Well, whatever.
LOL.
My point being, those laws have been ultimately fucked over the years. They have changed. They've been time and time again. Every time there's a new court case or there's a sympathy plea, they change. Public opinion changes these legislations. They don't change for the reason that they should not change, believe it or not.
How would Amber's Heard trial gone if the internet didn't really exist?
Yeah, that's another thing. The paper op-ed would have completely screwed her over in the long run anyway, because she's outright defaming with no evidence or backing and without any video footage or audio footage. If Johnny Depp didn't have that, he'd be screwed. So if you wanted to talk about that, yeah, the internet would have completely screwed over Amber Heard more if there was no internet, believe it or not. So if the internet didn't exist, Johnny Depp's case would have went fucking clean as a whistle because he never wrote any op-ed. There was only paper back then. If there's no internet, you think about it like that. So regardless of what one does, the internet has always been a place of creation and destruction. And no matter what one does, there is never true anonymity. You can never be a piece of shit. Unless it's to your own friends on purpose as a joke, but... And it's cool between everyone, because if you do it any other fucking way, you're just an asshole on the internet. And if you do that, what's the fucking point? What's the point of doing anything on the internet if you're just gonna be a piece of shit?
And here's the thing, you know what also bothers me that doesn't exist anymore?
You know what bothers me more? Really, I find this as a true mental illness to people that fucking do this. Anyone that watches fucking VTubers, specifically the ones that use the female VTube lolly fucking anime looking things, okay?
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you got those...
Like Nanners or something like that, or whatever her name was.
Yeah, the fucking people that got this female VR chat fucking model that... And then they use a program to make it go over their face while they actually talk and stuff, so it like reacts to voice talking and their movement and all that stuff, and it has tracing and all that shit. I find people that do that fucking disturbing. They need mental help. Like,
why?
Truly. If I view them as unable to show their own face, they're scared of themselves, they are scared that no one will be interested in them. Their personalities are sleek. They don't exist. They're empty. They try to escape and not show their real self. If they show their real selves on occasions, fine. If they mix it up sometimes and use that, okay, that's cool. But when you hide behind it, it's really fucking weird. There's some people that are okay, and then there's some people that use it for the sake of using it. There is one such person that I actually don't mind.
I'm gonna stop you right here, and I'm gonna tell you to fucking light that cigarette up or just put it up.
There's two people that I think, actually.
Light the damn cigarette up. It's bothering me that you haven't lit it up yet.
Well, I'm thinking. I don't want to smoke it.
If you're not gonna smoke it, send it to me, because I'll smoke it.
So listen. It's rolled with weed.
Whatever. Anyways.
I rolled them all up and put them back in the pack. So this is what I'm trying to say. The whole... I lost my fucking train of thought trying to respond to you. Fucking Jesus Christ. Fucking remind me where I'm at.
You were saying, the whole point...
Okay, no, I got where I'm at. So, the VTubers, the only two that I have respect for, there is Retrospector on YouTube. He makes Deltarune songs and, like, Undertale, the remixes and all that stuff. He uses VTuber software, and it's, like, for furry stuff. That's fine. I feel like that's where it should be used. Because... who the fuck cares for that? He's using it as a model to advertise his fucking avatar, man. But he's shown his face before, and he's a creator. He's a nice dude. He makes music, mostly. Huh? He makes music, mostly, yes. I don't mind it being used for that. I'm being serious.
Yeah, but
I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking say this right now. 2030, Chris Chan gets out of fucking goddamn prison. He's gonna make a fucking Sonic Chew avatar, and he's gonna use that, and he's gonna be a VTuber. I fucking shit you not, I will say it here, and I will bet money on it.
Alright.
Yeah, doubt me. I fucking bet you right now. He's got that much of a mental illness that he'll use it.
Who?
Chris Chan.
Who's Christian?
It's more like you should say, who is she?
Who's she?
A trans that, essentially fucked his mom and is now in prison.
Well, type it on the chat log.
I don't want to. I don't like that. Somebody in chat tell me the story, please. So that way it could be read out for someone who's viewing, because, I don't want to fucking say it. It's a very disturbing story. Like, that was as much as I could say. But what I'm trying to say is, I view people that use VTubing with mental illness, regardless.
Well, what if that person VTubing is using VR chat Even though that's the whole
I'm not going to
point.
say that. I didn't want to say this. The second other person that I know that I feel bad for is a friend of mine. He is also a VTuber, but he has been. I'm not saying her name because I don't, want to get
I
connected.
thought you were talking about V Mario for a second.
It's not V Mario. This is a girl. She's. How do I put this? She views herself as ugly, but she's really not, and she's just an overall nice person.
Who is she?
I can't say her name.
You can tell
But
me in tech chat.
No, I'm not going to tell you in tech chat. I'm just going to keep it private because this is honestly what she asked me. Because she views herself as ugly. She doesn't feel respected, but she is one of the most skilled people I play with on Final Fantasy. And in fact, she taught me how to run certain ultimates. I wouldn't have cleared them without this girl. And
you gotta realize something that
what? I couldn't clear with my whole 300-man FC this one fucking ultimate. And I did it with this girl. What?
The way the internet views a person today, it was a lot different than it was back then. If you were trans, you're ugly. If you were a male to female, people still called you a dude. If you were fat and overweight, you were considered a fat piece of shit, lazy couch potato. If you were lesbian, they were like, ooh, lesbians. What they doing tonight? If you were gay, you were a faggot. If you were younger, you had to respect your elders. I mean, so much to it, honestly.
To go back to what I was saying before you spirit off there.
Well,
this
what
girl,
I'm saying is that if you don't view yourself who you are, you're not accepted. Basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, well, the VTuber girl. I mean, this is a different time period. This VTubing girl, she showed her face once years ago in a Final Fantasy 14 stream, and everyone made fun of her for looking dorky and ugly because she wore really big glasses, curly black hair. She covered up. People kept asking to see her tits and shit, and she didn't like it. So
yeah, but you do that today.
Let me finish. Don't cut me off. So this is a little complicated. She did not want to do this like ever again. She got upset for a whole year. I kept on asking like, "Yo, where did you go? Are we doing this static?" This static is a term in Final Fantasy 14 is where you would show up every day to try to clear content because the content's really hard. We would try doing the same thing over and over till we clear, till we beat it as a team. And you can't do it without one person missing. So having her missing for that static was huge. So every other month or so, she would come back to static. But then eventually, she's just one day I'm sitting in another Discord by myself. She shows up and she starts crying, and I move her to a private channel, and I'm like, "Look, what's going on?" She's like, I'm afraid to go back to Twitch because people keep making fun of me and stuff, and they keep asking to see my tit pics. And I'm like, hold up. Like, look, I'm married. I don't know what it's like to be a woman on stream and have to worry about all this shit.
She do.
And she tried to take up VTubing. I said, well, if you're scared of that, try anything. Like, really, I mean, don't use your camera then. She's like, but I want to show that I'm interacting with chat. I want to show I'm moving. And the next fucking day, she starts VTubing. And then as time went on, more people just started making fun of her for being weird. Just like, oh, people in chat were like saying, can you make anime girl sounds and shit? And that's not what she was about. So then she hits me up again, and then she starts crying. She's like, I'm having... This is a couple months later after that. She's in the hospital crying. Apparently she was trying to OD because of all the comments she was getting on Twitch regarding making her seem like some kind of anime figure, and they weren't actually paying attention to her for her. And it's just like, you can't fucking win either way. I view these people with mental illness. Like truly. Like, for example, V Mario, like you said earlier, No Name Animator, he had 100k subs, and YouTube fucking suspended him because of Nintendo's little copyright DMCA bullshit. But, Luigi says the N-word was probably what really fucking nailed the coffin. I mean, but I love the guy. Guy's awesome. He also VTubes now. I don't understand it. I've told him, dude, it looks like a Go Animate Mario. This isn't fucking you. You're all about the old school 3D Mario. And then after I told him that, he's gone back to the 3D Mario. He hasn't really VTubed much.
Who?
V Mario.
What happened to him?
Well, he doesn't. He still like does content and stuff, but like it's on TikTok and other platforms. But what I'm trying to say is, like it, he didn't like it. It turned him into a kind of a shitlord. Like you gotta remember, you see these people that are watching. The people that are watching VTubers are even fucking worse. Okay, could you imagine having such a fucking mental illness to think that a female VTuber is hot? Or let's say, for example, you're a woman, you go on Twitch and you find a male anime fucking Ken Kaneki looking motherfucker from not Parasite, Tokyo Ghoul, and he's on fucking camera with his little VTube outfit, and he's just being kind to you and nice and making fucking goofy ass sounds. But bet your fucking ass, it's probably some really fat, ugly motherfucker behind the camera. He could be either ugly as fuck or normal, even like me, but then his personality is completely fucked. It's fucked and shit, and it's just used as a bait tool. It's basically like going on Twitch as a woman and just having cleavage out. It's like
e-girls.
Yeah, that's what the fuck it basically is. And most of the people that watch this shit, the demographic, they're single. They're not able to get a fucking relationship going. That's another problem. Social school systems in the United States and other such places, they don't try to focus on relationships and actual, people building skills. They don't give that to fucking students and kids growing up. And then they fuck up in life. They turn to drugs. They die. They OD. They turn to fucking stupid crime.
You know what's another thing that
it's fucking dumb. In 2010, hold on, one more thing. In 2009, back during the whole internet thing, I was in varsity soccer. I was a varsity soccer player. I remember. I don't really talk about this because I ended up having to bail out because halfway through I developed something that fucked me over. But basically, it prevented me from being able to do crazy amounts of exercise and running anymore. But anyway, one player on our team, somebody constantly started making fun of him. Well, not just somebody, but half the team were sticking up for him, but not everybody else. One person caught this dude literally running the soccer course. His pants fell down. And then everyone started making fun of him every day. He didn't have any social friends, he didn't have any social skills. He was quiet. He was the quiet kid of the class. I knew him for a little bit. His name was Robert. And Robert was relatively nice. He hated teachers. He hated the fucking other students. He really liked music and shit. I say that as he really did because he's now dead. He died that fucking year. People made fun of him, blasted him on the internet. What he ended up doing was, as a result, and I tried to call his phone, literally an hour before he killed himself. I said, dude, look, fucking bring the car back. Don't do this shit. He stole his dad's car and drove it all the way up to a bridge in Philadelphia, the Walt Whitman Bridge, and he jumped off the fucking bridge with cops following him. He had robbed the store, trying to OD on painkillers, and tried to jump, all because of people making fun of him in school. And then you gotta remember, Columbine High School with Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris in the 90s. Okay? That would have never fucking happened if bullying wasn't a thing. One of my fucking classmates on varsity soccer died in fucking 2009, 2010. Literally a whole 10 years later. No fucking improvement to the system whatsoever. Now, I don't know if there's any improvement 12 fucking years later, even now. It's probably just as fucking worse because they can't even develop a system.
You gotta realize that Columbine is a I hate to actually say this. Columbine is a twisted, dark story that was never told correctly, even after the tragedy.
Yeah, I know.
Even though people do say, oh, what a tragedy, these killers. I'm like, you're looking at
they're not killers. Yeah, they
don't
killed,
want-
but they're not really.
They don't understand that these two individuals were pushed into some of the most severe bullying cases known, but yet they want to make it all landy dandy and that Rachel Ray and the people were, not Rachel Ray. Why did I say Rachel Ray?
They wanted
Who's
to
Rachel Ray?
demonize them on TV to collect
Yeah,
some
they
views
wanted to
because they
make it
killed
like
people.
the worst, like murderous killers that put bombs in the school.
They basically
and stuff.
Rudy Ferretti'd him. They Rudy Ferretti'd him. It was horrible.
Even though in the reality sense, they did this due to the severe bullying, and nobody wants to remember that, and they just say, "Oh, they killed everybody because such and such." Even though there's a dark story that these kids were bullied by the kids they killed, and they realized that the kids they killed were the bullies in a whole sense, and nobody wants to acknowledge that.
Yep. I think all but 2 of the victims that they killed were not bullies. 2 of them weren't. I know that for a fact after reading it up on multiple different documentaries and fact checks. And I remember it was 2. The one kid under the table, that Dylan shot in the library, one of them in that one instance, that kid had never bullied him. He just killed him because it's like he hated him in class. He was a know-it-all, so he just killed him anyway. That was just, no real reason for that. But, like, he already knew he was going out, so he just wanted to do it to do it.
True, but you also got to realize that in the library scene, they shot, I think, 2 people, but one was left alive, which was... The unfortunate part is that big media outlets that like Discovery Channel and everything that host these stories will never tell the actual truth behind.
They won't even show the basement tapes, which is the originality to it. Basement tapes pretty much define why they became bullies in the first place. It basically outright says, "Hey, I'm a bully. I'm a bully now because you guys that all bully me, we're gonna be guns for hire now." That's what the basement tapes were. I view the basement tapes as somebody getting revenge on doxing online today. Basically, what I'm doing recently with the fuckers when I'm trying to expose. Like, I view it as like, yo, you pushed, you accused me of this, Photoshop this, admitted to Photoshopping like an idiot. Okay, good job, fuck it, this whole credibility's gone. Alright, now here I am. How do you deal with me? Why am I here? Why did you create me? Why did you create this emotion that I have? Exactly. And those people were my friends. And that's what happens on the fucking internet nowadays. People don't even fucking think of their own actions. They don't even bother to take responsibility for what the fuck they do. They think that so long as they're in a private group of 1 or 2 people that are okay with doing something borderline illegal, that they'll just go out and fucking do it without care. So you mean to tell me you're sitting in a fucking call with some guy who fucking fiddles his dog? So you think that it's okay to sit in that chat and also pull out your own dog or your own fucking animal and do the same thing? Because the other person does it. So it's monkey see, monkey do. And it don't have to be limited to criminal activity. It could be limited to anything. It could be like, for example, I'm smoking a cigarette. It's like peer pressure. Hey, you want a cigarette? Here, you want one? You want one? Fucking take it. It's the same fucking thing. Same principle.
Same
principle. Same principle. You want one? You want one? Here, you want to take a pack?
And I'm thinking in my head, maybe I'll take a cigarette,
Yeah, it's basically that. So it's like, you want to fucking go break the law? Let's go break the law. You want to go rob a bank? Yo, this is like, fucking Grand Theft Auto 5. You want to go rob a bank together? Let's go.
It's like, here, have the gun. I need you to do something for me.
Yeah, basically that. Like, you commit a crime? Okay, let's go commit a crime together. Today's internet, the people are so fucking stupid online. It's unfortunate that the education system failed. I don't entirely blame the education system. I also blame the parents. Now, you gotta think, okay, the main one, the ringleader of all this shit that I'm, talking about, exposing it lately, Wolfang. He's never known his dad. He's known his mom a little bit. And he lives with his grandma. Maybe he has a shitty life. So, do you think the education system could have helped him a little bit better? Or maybe the other family members or something? Or even that? Probably not. Probably. But does that help you choose? Like, what happens as that person's growing up? Did in early 2010, do I think it's the parents' responsibility to be go checking what the kids are doing online on their computers? Fuck no, it's their business. But there was no moderation back then. So what does that leave to the people that are now fucking adults and the people that were doing all the fucked up shit? Like, example, Aaron was fucking posting black people porn all over our fucking Skype groups, and half of us were adults. Half the people in those calls. And everyone assumed that, without knowing who he was or his age, that he was an adult. Like, there was no COPPA back then. There was no fucking, none of that shit. There was no child protection at all. Like, when I say I mean like image protection. No screening, no censorship, that sort of thing. That didn't exist. So when it doesn't exist, a child thinks they can get the fuck away from anything. So when Discord came out, they had not safe for work channels. It was all new, and when you went into a not safe for work channel, it just prompts you with, are you 18? You can click here to verify if you are. There wasn't really much of a lockout to that. But there was still a prompt. Meaning, if the fucking child clicked it and they went in there, they agreed that they were 18. Or at least consenting. That was the fucked part of Discord. So where does that leave a creator that has an open community like me, that has a not safe for work channel, that somebody can just go in there as like a 9-year-old to come on the server, they go into the not safe for work channel, and they click the prompt that they're plus 18. I mean, you've seen that not safe for work channel. It's down below in the fucking description of this live. Anyone can come join it. It has a not safe for work section. It's just mostly really raunchy fucking memes and really fucked up stuff, but nothing crazy or criminal. But how does that stop people back then? It doesn't. It's a fucking stupid system to begin with. I blame both the combination of 2010's former parents of that era and the education systems for being piss poor and shit that entire fucking time, because less people would be shitty right now. And the next era, us, would have known what the fuck to do and how to handle people. So, for example, what if I was a teacher? I'm 30 right now, right? What if I was a teacher and then there was a school shooting? That era's parents, in the same era I came from, they're the parents. Maybe they had a kid at 15. Maybe they have like an 8-year-old or whatever that comes in with a loaded fucking Glock. They want to beat the shit out of somebody because they fucking lost in a battle of Beyblade at the fucking school or something, Like, I don't fucking know. You don't know what the fuck's going on in a kid's mind when they come into a school with a loaded weapon.
Like, it's like, oh, well, you beat me in Beyblade, now it's time to end your way of blade or something. I don't know, something like that.
Some edgy fucking quote. No, I got you.
Like, because, like, oh, you beat me in Beyblade, it's time to put an end to this mastery.
Oh, no, I agree. I think it's ridiculous.
Okay, so you know what I was going to talk about? Okay. You know what bothers me today?
What?
Is people, I'm going to bring this up, people like Mr. Beast.
I don't like him either.
He's a cool dude in what he does, but, I mean, it's great. He's a great dude. I mean, I love what he does. It's the fact that, it's the huge amounts of money that he's giving away to people, and people automatically think, oh, if I just go on Mr. Beast, I'll be rich in like 2 days. I'm like, first of all, a lot of this stuff may not actually be what people think it is. Like
he could false advertise. He could false advertise.
Yeah.
Anybody could.
But yeah, I mean, he could send people, the actual money and everything, and that's great. But I think people have too much of a hype today, where they hope that if they do a gaming channel or a fun channel or something, that Mr. Beast will just randomly follow them and send them like $10 billion and they're rich now. And I'm like, that's not how the world works. Because even if you do get that money, you're still taxed on it, and yeah.
No, I got you.
It's the assumption that people think they're gonna get rich overnight by doing, something like, I can't believe how fucking purple my face is because of my phone.
Oh, this is interesting. Zelda Wolfang added me. Okay. Oh, that's a nice response. I'm not gonna read it. I haven't opened it, so.
What did Zelda Wolfang's are?
I don't know, but I asked him to talk in private, so I'm a man of my word. I'll be 100% honest. But anyway, let's continue our talk in our stream. I don't care for that right now.
Okay. Like, it's the fact that people just think.
Let me just clarify this. This is why this whole stream, the reason that this stream is going on in the first place, is because my firm beliefs of everything that was bullshit back in the Skype days. I think the times that we were on Skype, people were fucking around and doing stupid shit that is just like unrecoverable in today's standard of sensitivity and bullshit and cancel culture and all that fucking bullcrap. I hate that shit. What?
Remember that time I had the can and the lighter, and I was like,
listen. I view it as
mastery that went on in our Skype calls is never gonna fly today.
Let me just finish. I just feel like all that cancel culture bullshit and all the stuff that has been happening over the last 5 years on the internet is just the most retarded thing ever. Because the way we all acted before was all calm, chill, and fucking relaxed. We didn't have to worry about, oh, he's about to fucking cancel our whole fucking thing. And then you have to worry about people falling out of line and shit. And like, today's fucking standard on most networks, most communities, most things, what they do and they turn around and do is they make you sign NDAs, you join it as a corporation and all that. When you're starting out, before all this stuff, and even during Skype, how the fuck do you even present yourself? Like, how can you involve yourself with, and I'm just saying this out there, to those that were on Skype in the back of the day, for example, how could you involve yourself in doing all this shit that I just mentioned, all this stuff, and then a couple years later just show back up on the internet and just have a presence again and be like, yeah, it never happened, hey, what's up, just pretend like you never did anything. You can't. You really fucking can't, because eventually someone's going to come along and say, hey, didn't you do this with this person? Didn't you do it with that person? And it's there. It is a fucked science. And the truth of the matter is, I have no qualms with Zelda Wolfing, Jesse. I have no qualms with Stefan. I never had a qualm with Aaron. That all spurred because Aaron decided to start attacking my wife because I had a girlfriend in my life? Really? Like, and I was a kid. Well, not really a kid. I was like, a young adult, basically. I'm still a young adult. I'm in my 30s now, but I'm
not a young adult. I'm a young adult. You're not.
I was a young adult back then, and we all were.
You're a middle-aged man.
Like even Wolfang was. But actually, you gotta remember. Hold on. I'm not done. You gotta remember, it was fucking YouTube days. I said anyone can come in. It's a community thing. And when I let everyone in, I didn't bother to moderate. I didn't care because I just treated it like it was sports.
And nobody would care.
Yeah, basically that. Like, I don't know everyone's fucking age. I don't know who the fuck is who. So I'm responsible for knowing everyone.
You could put your dick out on camera and nobody would really care.
Let me ask this. If I was, for example, and at the time I did this, I was 16, 17 years old when I invited everyone on Skype openly. I think it was 15. What if, and I'm just theoretically saying this, what if I was 19 at that time instead? And then I was inquiring, hey, how old are you? Like, how would a parent looking at that kid's fucking computer, if they were a kid, fucking view that back then? Like, that's another fucking thing.
Rephrase it. I'm so confused.
Okay, let me rephrase it for you. If I was 19 and I was a community owner and I said, hey guys, come on Skype, come to the Skype group, come chat with me, your fans or whatever. They come in. This is early 2012, like 2013-ish. They come in, a parent sees that, I'm messaging whatever, and the person I'm messaging, I don't know how old they are, they're just a fan that shows up. I don't know their age demographic, so I'm asking, what if the parent's behind the fucking computer? And then they're a kid. And I'm asking, hey, how old are you? How does that look? Like, you think I'm gonna have to moderate every fucking person and not worry about that? Because I don't want to be like, yo, are you 18? You an adult? Like, do I have to worry about you doing shit? Like, no, I didn't bother to fucking do that to people. I just felt like it was fucking weird.
Really care. Regardless, they're like, oh, cool, you're talking to somebody on the internet. That's cool, whatever.
No, I just feel like it's fucking stupid.
Nowadays, they're like, if a kid talking to someone on the internet, it's like, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you?
No, you're right. That's how the fucking internet treated everybody.
And nowadays, nowadays, unfortunately, talking to a 30-year-old is like, okay. But the second that they say, it's like, but the second, like, they could say, oh, hi, I'm 14, hi, I'm 25, But I got friends who are way younger than me, but, it's like we're all cool with each other, but it's like the second somebody says
the N-word 800 times in a Skype group,
No, but it's like the second somebody says, where are you from? It's like they immediately panic, and it's like, oh shit, gotta call Cyber Patrol.
Yeah. Except back then there wasn't one.
Well, actually, yes, there was Cyber Patrol, but it was an app.
Technically speaking, this is actually the truth. When I got doxxed a couple years ago by them, a few years before that, 1 year, even less, actually 6 months, I had a dude approach me and threaten to send 20 people to my house. And then he completely vanished. But then after they had did the little docs, at some point in 2020, very late in the year, another person, I still don't know who the fuck it is, they threatened to send people to my house with loaded guns. I never said this live until today. I freaked the fuck out, and the address that they sent was not my address. So my immediate concern was, okay, fuck, this is serious. I have to call law enforcement and warn them, hey, people are going to this house. Can you send people there to, watch surveillance? Because I don't know if they're going to fucking actually do something. So I let law enforcement know, and what they ended up doing, I got put into a fucking, protection plan for like literally a couple weeks to a month while they looked into it. And, it sucked. I wasn't even back in Jersey yet. It was the fucking worst fucking feeling ever. And I couldn't say anything. They investigated, they looked around, they checked online logs, they marked unmarked police. I don't know.
Where did you go?
I can't say. All I can really say is that whole experience was fucking terrifying because
where did you go?
I can't say, dude. I can't say.
Why can't you say?
Because it's an unmarked house, you dummy. I can't say.
They basically just moved to a house that's designated for these situations.
Yes. So I couldn't fucking say for that very reason. That's what I'm trying to say.
Where'd you go? DDD? No, I'm just kidding.
Listen. So that all happened as a result of the shit that they were posting because one person online didn't like me. And it's so fucking easy to want to go out and swat someone now. So long as you know who they are, if you don't fucking like them, they'll go out and do that, and it can end in someone's life, and it's very serious. That's why when I said on my previous videos and everything that I've said so far that the doxing and all the shit that they did is cybercrime, and it's cybercriminal involvement, I fucking meant it, because that's what it is.
Yeah, I know. Back in the day, if you said
it's not like
cybercrime, people be
there's
like,
a difference between
cybercrime?
There's a difference between, me asking for, hey, where's your address so I can send you a Christmas card, you're my friend, to, oh, there's this information's on a public database, There's some shit that goes on public database that a person willingly puts out. Nice example is trademark patents. When you go to do a trademark patent, you have to willingly give up your information and put it on a public board. 411, which is commonly used to find people, it gets most of its information from stuff like that. My information's not on 411, and I'm renting 2 places. I don't know what, most people would think, or even why they would want to even come after me to begin with. Probably because I tell the truth too much, or my opinions are way too honest, and it just fucking pisses people off. I don't know. I just think the entire internet, back in the day, was a whole lot better than what the fuck it is today. Because no matter which way you look at it, people were nicer back then. They really were. You didn't have to worry about all the fucking stupid shit that we see today. Every YouTube channel just has to have some fucking drama post. That's why when I did my little exposed trial thing, I called it a joke. I called it a prank. Because I look at it as a prank. I'm like, really? Do you think I'm going to fucking take this seriously? It don't mean that I don't want to. Because I don't. I think it's disgusting what I'm doing. I don't like what I do. I don't like being online and then telling people, hey, this is sort of a fucked up thing that you got involved with. If you commit a crime online, which, I don't know how to really go about doing it, but if you use someone's information for a malicious intent with the idea that it's false, is bullshit. If you use someone's information and they're actually committing a real fucking crime outside of shit, or alleged, or even specify it, that's facts. Are you fucking falling asleep? I'm gonna smack you. Bro. He's dead. BDX, unmute. Yo. He died on me. Alright. He's dead. So, I think since Umbreon has fallen asleep all of a sudden, magically, I don't know what happened to him, but...
Alright.
I think he just passed out. Literally, just mid-talk. Is he okay? Should
I think you should become a university professor.
Should I call 911?
No.
Okay, for fucking real, don't do that.
Alright, well, thanks.
Dude,
I'm actually falling asleep here.
Dude, I thought you were having a fucking stroke or something, dude. Don't do
No,
that.
I'm literally falling asleep. I'm like trying to stay awake here.
Nah, just you're fine. Like, look. My point being, if you're online to do that sort of shit, if you're using it for criminal justice, fine. You're completely accepted and in the right online. But when you're going online and using it in Photoshop use and all that stuff, it's not good fucking regardless. It's stupid. Alright, so he's passing out. So, BDX, what do you think?
Right.
You think I should be a university professor?
Yeah, you tired him out.
Yeah. I did whatever university professor does. They talk too much and then they make people understand and then they want to fucking put their head through a brick.
Yeah, makes you just want to work a trade instead.
Nah, you're right.
Hey, look at this dude. He's gonna be welding in 5.
Alright, so that's just what I wanted to say about the old age of the internet for realistic purposes, because it's just like, dude, I'm gonna be honest.
I just wanted to give a shout out to Kevin T. Tom, old school.
Using the fucking internet.
If you look up dragons,
I would like to give a shout out to. I would like to give a shout out to
Kevin.
Kevin.
I want to shout out Kevin T. Toms, who is now Dragons in Comas on YouTube.
I want to
The
give a
old
shout out
YouTube days, man.
to.
If you knew about like a real.
I want to give a shout out to Maris's best supplier, Bad Dragon.
So yeah, Kevin T. Toms would rant about Umbreon and Ray William Johnson back in the make really funny
I want to
videos.
give a shout out to Smosh and
He
Fred.
did a skit where a banana was smoking crack or something. He dressed up like a banana.
So
He
anyway,
made, like, two
This is
guys
quality.
At gunpoint.
You want to play
Dressed as
fucking
banana.
Buck Fortnite?
This is a quality stream. This chat is a quality stream that I wouldn't be able to get anywhere else. Thank you. You just made this a good quality stream.
Y'all want to play some Fortnite?
Who can it be now?
I'm at a total of 26 viewers right now.
So see what you want to play some
Alright,
Fortnite? Bad Dragon is like number 1.
Guys, I don't want to actually stop you from doing what you're doing right now and saying this in chat, but in voice chat I mean, but like apparently my own mother is watching the stream.
Nice.
So all that talk that you were fucking saying about
Sorry, can you hear me singing?
Sorry.
I think my mom just fucking peeked at it, my mother.
Who can it be now?
Alright, I'm gonna
Can it be now?
She's still in here?
even my own mother thinks the whole thing, that my whole trip to Ohio.
I'm gonna say the N-word.
Alright, I gotta bounce, guys. Okay?
Nutrition.
You can't fucking say that on fucking 3 media platforms. I fucking said this before, Umbreon.
Gosh darn it, Umbreon. Why would you do that and challenge the dragon in the abyss of order chaos? Why don't you just clean your room or something? Start a carnivore diet.
God, I totally forgot.
At least you moved out and, you know, you're living on your own. You're very proud. I'm very proud of you. There's not a lot of people that are, you know, meme lords get out of their home.
Number 1,
You!
Umbreon cleans his room.
Yes!
Oh yeah, because I used to have train spy all the time.
No, you moved out of your
I'm gonna run a
fucking
train on
house and
Umbreon.
moved to Texas and everything. You grew the fuck up. Not many people do.
On Umbreon.
Not many people can financially either. They don't try.
STDs and AIDS beyond.
Alright,
Everybody
I'm
come
gonna end
on.
my stream.
Everybody come on. STYLES beyond.
Cheers.